talk, we get to have an author come and tell us about his book or her book. And today we have a great guest with us and an interesting book that I'm sure your young ones are going to love. Yes, and without taking one more minute, I'm going to introduce our guest today, who is none other than Kristen Scott. Welcome to the show, Kristen.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hey, it's good to see you. Hey, that name looks familiar. Can you tell us where could I have seen that name again?
I was on a show called Basketball Wives on VH1. You might have seen me there with a few of my other colleagues. But yes, Basketball Wives on VH1. That's where you saw that name.
Oh, good. Good to see you here. Okay, so you're from Basketball Wives. And where are you based right now, if I may ask?
Say it again.
Where are you based right now? If I
Right now I'm
may
in Atlanta,
may
so
get
I'm
you.
in Georgia right now. Yes, we were in LA, left LA, and are now in Georgia.
Okay, beautiful. And tell us about now from the show. Now you have a book with you. We are going to dive right into it. The book is called Broccoli Hair. Can you
Yeah.
tell us, even before we dive into that, is this your first book or have you been writing before this?
So it's interesting. So after Basketball Wives, I went a bit on a different path. Actually, I had a children's book written before Broccoli Hair came out. So it's actually my second book, but we came out with this one first. So I've been writing for a little while. When I was on the show, I actually had one of my books written. Broccoli Hair was in the works as well, but no, this is my second book. But we decided to put Broccoli Hair out first because of the important message, especially in the times that we are in and were in the past, with making sure that our kids love what they see in the mirror. I mean, the suicide rate for our little ones is at an all-time high, a high that it's never been seen at before. So when I sat down to write this book, inspired by my little girl who um, just really had so much confidence when she looks in the mirror and saw her hair and just what she was looking at, is how I got to the point that I'm at, just became really important. So we decided to put this book out, Broccoli Hair, first before we put out.
Yeah, it's interesting how to hear that your second book is actually your first book. I've been there myself.
I know.
I've been there myself. I wrote my book and it stayed for years and years. And when the idea of now being published came, a new whole book came out, and that was what was published first. So I
Yeah.
understand. I
Yes.
understand how it goes. Yeah. So it was inspired by your daughter, and you decided to give a perspective, or rather you to spread the message out there of the perspective of identifying the young ones, identifying themselves and coming out strong and confident.
Yes. Yeah.
and,
I
and that,
mean, it was crazy to see this at the time, like 3.5, 4 year old little girl look in the mirror and just love what she saw. I don't remember being that young, but I remember being young enough where I wasn't all into my hair and loving all my curls and that sort of thing. So she really, really inspired me. At this little bitty girl inspired me to write this book.
that's good. So how was the process of writing?
Oh my goodness. It's funny. I actually read to two different classrooms at a school yesterday, and that was what I was trying to help the teacher relate to them, that this is a journey. Writing is a journey I almost never done. They gave me some ideas of what to do in my book. I'm like, maybe I could make a few changes to Broccoli Hair. Um, it was a good journey. It was a very long process. I did Broccoli Hair in 2020 when we were all inside, with ourselves. And so just really getting to take the time. It's a short book, and I want it to be a rhyming book so that the kids, if their parents are reading to them when they go to sleep, this is something that they can remember, wake up, take through their day, how much they love themselves and love what they see on the inside and the outside. It took a while, like I said, about 2 years of, going back and forth with edits and illustrations and just getting to as close to perfect as I possibly could to make sure that this message that I feel like is so important to our little ones was conveyed properly.
And we understand you. And when you say that, you look back and you see, oh, I could have changed some change. I mean, we say that the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. So there's
Yes.
always that one thing that you think, oh yeah, this could have been better. And
Right.
that gives you an opportunity to improve on the second book that is going to come, which was actually your first one.
Yes.
Yeah. And did you do it by yourself, or did you get a publisher to have it published?
So yeah, so I do have a publisher. I wrote the entire thing by myself, but yes, I do have a publisher. So she helped me in that process and finding illustrations as well as making sure we got the book bound and finding distributors for it. So no, the writing part is 100% me, but I definitely have a publisher.
Hmm, that's good to know. And we all have heard of the stories of where it's not as easy to get a pub. How easy was it for you to get a publisher, if we may ask?
You the crazy part is when I wrote the first book that is not out yet, I started doing my research back then. I have a friend that has a book out, and so he connected me with his publisher, and they basically were like, you've done the hard part, you've done the writing, you have your vision, you know what you want to do. We're gonna come in and we're gonna take all your money, and so we would love to publish your book and we would love to put it out there, but most people come to us with just an idea and your idea is already on paper ready to go. So if you want us to do that, we're more than welcome to do that. And at the time, I wasn't willing to do that with this story. um Looking back, I don't know what I would change. I'm not really sure. The message is so important to me. As much as I want to make money on this book, I really want the kids to not only read this book, love this book, and take it with them throughout their journey of life. So, yeah, the publishing thing was kind of as long as it took me to write the book to really narrow it down with the publisher that I decided to go with.
Hmm, interesting. And being here, and we tackle very many adult books. Grown up. People who are over 18, and here we are talking of children. But I like the idea that each and every one of us have got that thing in us that we are always going back to the basics and learning and reminding ourselves, because we might have forgotten. And in this case, reminding ourselves about self-worth is important. So for any person who's listening out there, you can get it for your young one, but also you can also read it and get some important messages from that. I believe so.
Yes,
Do you?
100%. So
Mm,
in the back of the book, there's a few affirmations, and I have had so many parents reach out to me saying, I've read my little girl, my little boy this book. They love the book, but I found power in asking them their affirmations, and then once that book is closed, really reflecting on those affirmations and making sure that I know what my superpower is or what makes me special, because just because we grow up and then we have these little people doesn't mean that we still can't take a look at ourselves and making sure we are being the best moms, dads, aunts, uncles, whatever it is for everyone around us. And so the affirmations in the back of the book definitely provide that outlook beyond being 4, 5, or 6 years old. Absolutely.
mm. And I'm curious to know which are some of those affirmations.
So the superpower one, that's the biggest affirmation I think for me is, what is your superpower? I had a fourth grader yesterday said her superpower was kindness. I have asked this question to a lot of kids, and so far that has been my favorite answer, because you think of kindness as something that is thoughtless, something that we just do every day, or hopefully we do every day when it
Mm,
comes down to other people. And so for that to be her superpower made me think, wow, this little girl is very thoughtful about how she treats other people when most of us just go about our day and remember to hold the door open behind us. To be so thoughtful about being kind was impressive to me in fourth grade.
Mm. So some of it is, I mean, we've always got to remind ourselves on a daily basis about our superpower, whatever it may be, and it
Exactly.
being different. It being different. So it's going back and identifying that thing that is going to, I mean, is prominent, that is good, drawing out the good and reminding ourselves, and maybe making it grow stronger in ourselves, I guess.
100%.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, those types of things for me, one of the other questions in the book is what makes you different? And I think as adults, again, I guess you could say we take those types of things for granted because we just move about our day. And one of the students yesterday was struggling with trying to figure out what made him different. And he looked like no one in the class. He had a different name. I'm like, it's the simple things that make us different, that make us who we are and make us unique. And to remember those things. And I feel like as parents or guardians or whoever would be reading Broccoli Hair to a kid is to embrace those differences and allow the children to know and understand that that uniqueness is what makes you so awesome.
yeah. So someone said that we are all the same, but again, we have some differences that
Mhm.
makes us who we are. I mean, makes us unique, and that uniqueness, just as you're saying it should be one of the strengths that makes us identify ourselves and identify our self-worth. That is that uniqueness. So you say that you have the classes. How? I mean, are they online? Do you have them? I mean,
So
in
no, no, they're not my classes. I went to a school yesterday
okay,
actually and
okay,
read two different. So I had kinder and then I read to fourth graders, which is absolutely hilarious because of course we did question and answer time and completely different questions. The fourth graders were very involved. How did I write the book? How much money did it take to write the book? How long? Very, very in-depth questions. And then I go to the kindergarten classroom and they seem to like the book. They seem to be listening, I guess, but the questions were like, wow, why are your nails so long? Or how is the book purple? How are the colors staying in the book? Very, very different questions. So yeah, no, I was reading to kids in their classroom.
okay. That's why I think we got mixed up. I mean, when you said you were reading, we thought it was your class that you were giving to to students on writing, on how to write or things like
Yeah.
that. So, your next book, when do you think is going to be out? I mean, even now
I have no
that
idea.
first book that we talked about.
The first book that's coming out second. I have no idea. I have no idea. I have done a lot of editing, but now that my first book is out, I may go back and make some minor changes to the book, getting feedback. All the feedback has been really positive for Broccoli Hair, so it's going to be a tough thing to live up to when I'm getting so much positive feedback. So I have to go above and beyond for this second book. So I'm not sure yet.
Okay, yeah, but now we have broccoli here, and that's what we should focus on right now, getting it,
Okay.
getting it to as many people out there as possible, so
Yes.
that the children can grow up identifying their worth and growing with confidence and facing life positively. Because that's what it's always important, as I tell people, to focus on the young minds because it's easier to shape those minds to grow into responsible and caring adults. So we thank you that you chose the little ones to write to.
Yes. Thank you. I,
Uh,
I appreciate it.
Wonderful. And how big is the book? You say it's small, but how big is it?
So let me grab it right here.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't know if you can. Are we in the camera right here?
Yes. Yes.
It's a short book. and I did it, I wanted it to be short. I wanted it to be, like I said, hopefully something that kids can memorize. I remember reading to Kenzie when she was younger, and then all of a sudden she would be like, Mommy, I know this book. And she would be able to go throughout the whole book. The book would probably be about 5 or 6 pages, but she knew the words, she memorized it, and she loved the book because she felt like she was reading. So I kind of wanted Broccoli Hair to model that and make sure that it did rhyme. So, like I said, when kids are out about in their day, and kids aren't always the nicest to each other, they can remember their superpower. They can remember how much they love themselves and can relay that to another kid, maybe who's feeling down about themselves or not being very nice in that moment. So,
Mhm.
um, it's a few pages. I think we're at 12-ish pages. However, the words, or 15 pages, that includes illustrations, and the words are, like I said, it's about rhyming to make sure that's something that they can remember. So not super long at all, but super important.
Would you be kind to let us hear some of those rhymes?
Of course. Of course, of course, of course. Well, now I'll just have to start from the beginning. I don't know. I can't get this in the camera probably, but you'll be able to hear me.
Yeah,
So
we'll
I'll
hear
just
you.
start from the beginning. It says, awake again, a new day. Time to do my hair so I can slay. Mommy gets the spray, the brush, the comb. She's going to do my hair so I can leave home. A pony, some braids, maybe even a twist. I ask, can it be free? Just add some mist. I love my broccoli hair. Curls, natural, this beauty I wear. This is my favorite picture. Who is
Mm.
that? Mommy looks at me with joy and delight. I love your broccoli hair too. Let's do it just right. We condition, untangle, and moisturize. My broccoli hair is perfect, just the right size. I look in the mirror so proud of it all, each coil and curl, the big and the small. My broccoli hair, it is a part of me. I am fierce. I am powerful. Love yourself. That's the key.
Mm.
So
Beautiful. That's
that's
beautiful.
my book.
That's, that's beautiful. And yeah, kids who may not have that attention for so long, they should not. They may not hold it for so long. So being short as it is, that's quite important to them. And
Yes.
we wish them a good reading. We wish all the parents some good, confident young ones as they are bringing them up. But
Absolutely.
then we remind you, you've got to go and get the book and give the children so that they can have it.
Yes. Please, please go get the book.
Yeah. And for those who want to get the book for their children, how can they get it?
So it's available at Books a Million, Amazon, and then at Barnes and Nobles. We have to get it restocked because we are sold out at Barnes and Noble. So that'll be the third place that you can get it. It's
Oh,
also coming to my website, which is mrskristinscott.com as well.
oh, that's beautiful. This how good words are those? Sold out. I love this one.
Yeah, it feels good. I feel like people really are enjoying the book. And like I said, it really is about the message for me. So as long as we're getting that message out there, you guys go purchase 10 plus books at a time. We'll take it.
That's beautiful. Okay, that's great. So we are going to share a link to the book on the podcast so that people can go and grab the book to for their children. And coming back to Kristen, how is your acting and what's the future?
I don't know. We have to see. I am interested in doing some hosting, so I'm kind of putting myself out there for that. Will I be on reality television again? I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Um, I do miss it. I do miss I had fun with a lot of the ladies, so I miss them, and I miss the, what we would do behind the scenes, the fun time. So I do miss that, but I'm not sure. We have to wait and see.
Okay. And apart from writing now, and what else do you do? Or are you a housewife right now?
Well, right now, so I have a 6-month-old. So Kenzie just started kindergarten, which is a whole new animal after I went to open house yesterday. And
Uh-huh.
I have a 6-month-old that I am taking care of. And of course, still being a wife. But yes, momming is my number one priority right now. And being a wife is a job in and of itself. So just making sure everybody is taken care of, happy, striving, finding their confidence, and being the best they can be in this house is a lot.
We imagine that. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, some people say that housewives are not working, and they could be the most busy people.
Yes. Yes. I don't think I sat down very long at all yesterday. I think I
Uh,
heard if you had to give a mom a salary, it's a little over 200,000, which I think is still not enough because we are
oh yeah, sure. They need to be well compensated
yeah.
for their time, their love, and their kindness. So we really love you. So that you're bringing up a family, but also you're reaching out to other families to give them inspiration to bring their young ones with confidence in themselves. And through your writing, I am sure that is going to be done. And we wish you much more writing and much more publishing and much more sold out and
Thank
messaging.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And that could be it for today. We have a short book and we also have a short episode today. So here we go. We remind each and every viewer to go and get the book from Kristen Scott. That's Broccoli Hair. Yeah, from Amazon. You see it, those who are on video, you see it there. So thank you very much. And that's about it for today. I've been your host, Anthony Muirore, and our guest is Kristen Scott. But before we go, I
Yes.
always ask our guests to leave us with a few words that we can always remember.
For me, especially when it comes down to broccoli hair, is just stay in your truth, stay confident, and stay lifted up in prayer.
Wonderful. That's coming from Kristen Scott. And that's for it for now. That's it for now. And until next time, bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.